the idea that it's hard to start a side hustle, I think it's thrown out the window. It's whether or not you want to do it, right? Because again, if I can get a 10-year-old boy and an 11-year-old girl to start side hustles in a weekend by using AI, it can't be all that hard, in my opinion. Hey everybody, Keith here with Entrepreneurship Simplified. Just wanted to do a short episode today about how hard is it really to start a side hustle. So the reason this came up is because both my kids got in the car the other day when I was taking them to school, and both of them informed me, now that we're like 2 weeks away from the end of school, that they want to start a side hustle for the summer to make some money. My son wants to start a lemonade stand. He wants to set that up and take all the proceeds from that and donate it to the church, which I told him that's absolutely great. Love that. My daughter decided that she wants to start a little jewelry business and get that set up to put money in her pocket. So both good, fine causes. But just the idea of how easy it is now to start a side hustle. So my first side hustle when I was a really, really little kid, I was probably 5 years old, painted rocks and sold them to other kids in the neighborhood. Had no idea why I thought that was a good idea. No idea why anybody bought those rocks. Sorry for whoever that was. I don't even remember who it was. But yeah, I've had dozens of little side hustles as a kid, as a teenager, and then even as an adult. Some of them turned into legitimate businesses like Gelatin Digital, the biggest company that my wife and I own. And some of them just fizzle out and go away, right? But I genuinely believe that right now it's easier to start a side hustle than ever before. So perfect example is my daughter wants to start this jewelry business. Okay, what are we calling the company? Well, I don't know. Like, what should we call the company? I don't know. I mean, I'm not an 11-year-old girl. Like, what do you want it to be? I don't know. Okay, well, let's ask Chad. That's what we call ChatGPT. So we're going to go through the process this weekend of starting a side hustle for both my son and my daughter. And we will use AI, several different types of AI. We'll use Gemini, we'll use Claude, and we'll use ChatGPT for all three of these. And we will do a bunch of ideation. We'll come up with ideas of names, but also we have to, for my daughter, she wants to have a website. So we have to have a URL that's available for it. So coming up with available URLs, do a logo. We're going to have Chad do the logo. My team, I guess in theory could. Chad's gotten quite good at doing, pretty simple logos. And just also want them to experience what it's like, right? And give them the opportunity to use ChatGPT to see what else it can do other than my son likes to ask questions about baseball. And kind of let them learn, because again, this world is changing faster and faster, especially when it comes to all things digital, all things AI. So I want to just keep them engaged. And so this is an easy way to do it. We're going to ask ChatGPT all sorts of questions about what's the best type of jewelry to sell to little girls, give examples. There's going to be 1,000 different things. I'll even have ChatGPT give me the layout, for what he thinks her website should look like. That doesn't mean I'll necessarily use it, because I think we know what best practices are. But again, the idea is that you can all do this now for free. I mean, if you don't want to pay for ChatGPT, I mean, there's paid versions. That's what we use. But it makes the ideation side of starting any side hustle just so much easier than it's ever been before. I can come up with ideas for names for a company in seconds that would have taken me days in the past, because, I don't like that. I don't like that. And frankly, I don't know that I'm exceptionally good at ideation when it comes to names for businesses. But I mean, I've used it for ChatGPT for clients, probably 4 times now. And I've used it for Box Business Solutions and Entrepreneurship Simplified. That ideation came through ChatGPT. I didn't come up with those names for the Box Business Solution and the Entrepreneurship Simplified logos. Those were created primarily by ChatGPT. We had to, because again, I was just testing it to see what we could do, and wanted to see if it would, what it could come up with. And then my team had to clean it up and make an actual logo. But ChatGPT got me pretty close. So, and again, the whole idea of Box Business Solutions it kind of started off as a side hustle as well, because this is something I've been doing for years, helping people start businesses and kind of like get it up and going and kind of hand it off to them. And then I said, hey, you know what? I might be able to make some money off this. And now we've got clients, we've got paying clients for consulting work. We've got paying clients for starting businesses for them, with them, and doing a business licensing model. And it's all fast forwarded. It's not that I would never have done it. It's just fast forwarded. I can get so much more done. What would take me, 2 weeks, I can now get done in 2 hours, 3 hours, with the power of AI. So I think it's easier than ever to come up with an idea for a side hustle and then actually come up with the implementation. You can ask ChatGPT, Gemini, like, hey, what steps do I need to take in order to start this side hustle? You gotta decide, obviously, hey, are we gonna actually make this a legal entity? Are we not? But again, it'll tell you all that stuff. Like, hey, what do you want to do? So the idea that it's hard to start a side hustle, I think it's thrown out the window. It's whether or not you want to do it, right? There's some risk involved because there's going to be some money and time involved. But do you want to do it? What scale do you want to start it on? And am I ready to pull the trigger or not? Because again, if I can get a 10-year-old boy and an 11-year-old girl to start side hustles in a weekend by using AI, it can't be all that hard, in my opinion. And again, there's a lot of unknowns, but again, the power of a ChatGPT or a Gemini to kind of walk you through your questions, walk you through any concerns that you have. And the great thing is it's with this AI, there's a back and forth, right? Like you can have ChatGPT ask you questions, say, hey, this is what I have. Here's some ideas I have for a side hustle. Ask me some questions if you have any about what I'm looking for in a side hustle, and have it as a conversation back and forth to get dialed in on what you actually want to do. So again, this is a super short episode, but I just wanted to share it because there are a lot of people out there that I know that I talk to on a regular basis that hit me up after they've seen this podcast or just because they know that I'm a serial entrepreneur that want to start something, don't necessarily know where to start, don't want to, engage somebody like me, pay somebody like me to do it, which is fine. That's great. Now there's a consultant that you can actually get for free or for $20 a month if you want to pay for it through ChatGPT, free with Gemini. You can pay for it as well, but it makes everything just a little bit easier to get going and at least have a foundation of a knowledge base to help you get everything set up and running. So anyway, I'm going to document this process with both my kids. I'll share it here kind of to just show, again, just proof of concept. Hey, this is possible. And here's how it went for an 11-year-old girl and a 10-year-old boy. So, all right. If anybody has any questions, obviously feel free to reach out to me through Box Business Solutions website, through Yellowfin Digital website. Happy to answer any questions that I can answer, and happy to take you guys on this journey and watch what's about to happen with my son and daughter's new side hustles. So we'll talk to you guys again soon. Thanks for watching. All right, that's a wrap for today's episode. Your next step, take what you've learned today and put it into action. Now, if this episode gave you something to think about, do me a favor and leave a review, or share it with someone you think needs to hear it. And if you have any thoughts, let's continue this discussion. You can find us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Let's simplify entrepreneurship together. We'll see you on the next one.